Dog people do rule. Good morning, everyone. It's Sarah, and it's time for Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. We have a lot of things to do today, so we're going to jump right in and get started. I've got to announce the winner of our February giveaway. And then I'm going to tell you also about some new yarns I located this week. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about, remember last week and we had some trouble because I lost the crochet hook I needed to show you one of the techniques for beading. Well, we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about why my earrings don't match. And I'm just going to show you kind of a quick way to add some beads to some earrings just for fun. We also have 3 new crochet patterns and videos that I'm going to show you the items as well. Now, I don't want to jump right in and give the name of the winner just yet. I want to wait for everybody to get here. And I see Karen and Audra, Kimberly, Tina. Let's see, Betty, Jane, Sinead, and Lori. Let me pull this down here. Let's see, I got Lori in. Some of you have already popped in. And one thing to remember, if you pop in and you don't make a comment, I don't see your name. It's not showing. It used to say someone joined the live video. Like, for instance, if I were to join a live video, it would say Sara Sach joined the live video, but it doesn't do that anymore. So I only see your name if you comment, okay? So make sure you comment because I want to see you. All right, let's see. Well, it did that time. Anne Marie joined. Jane, Teresa. Let's see. Tracy, Susan, Angela, and Donna. Actually, that's Dana. That's an A. Tammy, Susan, Marlene, and Betty. Sandra, Rita, Heidi. Let's see. I'm going to move this on down. Cheryl, Tammy, and Talana. All right, I think enough of you are here now. Are you ready? All right, so let me explain to you the way the giveaway works. I tell you what the giveaway is on the first Tuesday of the month, which was 2 weeks ago. This is our 3rd Tuesday, and so what I do on the 3rd Tuesday of the month, I announce the name of the winner. All right, now, when I announce your name, do not... And let me repeat this, do not ever put your email address or your shipping address in a comment anywhere. All right, the way to contact me is to either message me here on the Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page message. Just click the message, say I'm the winner, and give me your shipping address. And if you want to be notified with the tracking number, give me your email address, but only in the message. All right, the other way you can contact me is to go to www.poshpoochdesigns.com, and then there's a little contact tab, and you just hit that contact tab, and it automatically shoots me an email. All right, so that's 2 ways that you can contact me. If you win and you don't know how to do all of that, you can always just comment, please explain to me how to contact you, okay? Because I did have one person a couple years ago when I was first starting didn't understand how to do that. The main thing is don't put your shipping address or your email address in any comments anywhere that people see, okay? All right, are you ready? All right, so what was the giveaway? So the giveaway is you're going to receive one of our Coffee and Crochet project bags. Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. It's got the little coffee cup, and the swirl looks a little bit like an S, doesn't it? And then the little heart with the crochet hook. And you know, when my son was designing these, we had a really hard time finding one that was not a knitting needle. And I do knit, but the majority of what I do is crochet. All right, the other thing you're going to receive is this kit. It's a kit to make the unicorn mug cozy. Comes with the crochet hook, needle, button, and all the yarn you need. Plus, I think it said a 16-page, yes, 16-page instruction book. All right, so this is what the winner is going to receive, the bag and the kit. All right, let me set this down here. I've got a packaging all ready to go. Are you ready? Ba-bum, bum, bum. That sounded a little bit not happy, did it? Ba-ba-bum. All right, the winner's name is Brenda Lip. I think the last name is Lip, but it might be Lipe. Brenda, Brenda, and Lipe or Lip, Lippe. Congratulations, Linda. I'm so excited that you won, and remember to contact me as soon as possible, and I'll get that right out to you. The only thing I ask is when you get it, let me know it got there, okay? All right, so that was the winner for February, and I'm real excited about next month's giveaway because I've already got, it's already here. So I'm really excited for March's giveaway. And of course, you'll find out what that is on the first Tuesday of March. All righty, so that was the winner. Congratulations. I'm going to look through here and see if you're in here anywhere. Let's see. Well, I see Edie and Tiffany and Sharon and Cheryl are all in here. Angela, Melissa, Heidi, Jane, Karen, Kimberly again. And let's see. Patricia and Betty and Tina. And if you know Brenda, make sure you contact her because, you know, sometimes you can't get in and watch it live or you have to watch it later, okay? All right, so the next thing we need to do is say hello and clink in. And I love this cup. Dog people rule because they do. But cat people rule too. We just don't have cats because my hubby's allergic. All right, so did we clinkety clink clink clink? All righty, now we're going to jump right into our beading project, and I'm going to pop over here to my top cam. And what we're going to do, I'm going to move that over a little, scoot my chair over. You can see I've got some different things out here. The first thing I want to talk to you about is, remember last week I was talking about how, let me show you this one. Where'd my needle go? There we go. Okay. I was talking to you last week about how you can go ahead and string your beads on and then do your crochet project. Okay. And then I was going to show you the other way that you can do. And my needle, or my hook, rolled off the table and I lost it, okay? And so what I want to show you is, real quick, from last week, is that if you have a project like this is just a little bracelet, and you're going along and then you're like, oh, I would have liked to add some beads to that. Well, it's really easy. The main thing is to make sure that the crochet hook you're using can easily slide through the beads that you're using. And you can go all the way down in your steel hooks to your tiniest crochet hook. All right. This one here is a D hook, and I'm using little heart pony beads. And I wanted to go with something a little bigger so I can show you. My phone's sitting out. That's not. All right. So here I've got just 6 single crochets. Chain 1. I'm going to turn. I'm going to single crochet in that first stitch. And then I'm going to grab my pony bead and I'm going to put it this direction. I'm going to put my hook through the hole in the pony bead. And then I'm going to wrap my yarn around and pull that through the pony bead and then also through the loop that's on my hook. We don't count that as a stitch. That's a little extra. And then here's my first stitch. So then I'm going to go ahead and stitch my next single crochet. And if you do it from the angle that I'm doing, there we go, your bead will sit on the front, all right? Sometimes when you're working, you get going and you're like, oops, and it ends up sitting on the back, and you can just pop it through. It's not a problem, like here, see? All right, I'm going to do one more just so you can see. I want to add another bead. Grab this blue one. I'm going to put my hook through. I'm going to yarn over. And I usually hold the bead with my other hand like this. I'm going to pull that loop through, and then I'll pull that loop through the loop that's on my hook. Push it to the front and then stitch my next single crochet. So even though you haven't put your beads on ahead of time, you can still add some beads to a project if you want to. And this is part of what I wanted to show you last week. There we go. And this is just some yarn. I think it's by Vanna's Choice. It's like a glamour or something. And I'm using 2 strands, and it's a number 1. And you could do this with 1 strand as well. But I wanted to show you how you can do that. Now, one thing to remember, when you go to stitch your next row, you don't want to count where you put the beads on as a stitch. 1, 2, we're going to, oh, there we go. We're going to skip that and go 3, 4, and then don't count where you put your bead on because you'll end up with extra stitches. So basically you're doing like a little slip stitch in order to hold that bead on. But don't count that as an extra stitch because that would have been 8 stitches instead of 6 and your bracelet would come out unless you want it to. So anyway, I wanted to show you that because I wanted to talk about that last week when I lost that crochet hook that slid off. The main thing is when you're using your crochet hook to add your beads is that your crochet hook can get through your bead. And if it's really snug, you might want to go down because you remember you got to pull that thread through as well. All right, so let's set that aside and let's go back to the project that I was going to do this week. And let me remove my earrings real quick just so I can show you. There's the one. And here's the other one. Now these are some hoops that I had on hand. All right, they're getting a little worn. Some of the black paint is starting to come off. And I love hoops. I'm a hoop person. And so what I did is I added some crochet and some beads and I made it into a whole different look. All right, I'm going to show you real quick how to do that. All right, let me move that aside. I've got some green yarn here. And I'm just going to put it on the silver one just so that you can, well, I'll put it on the black. Maybe it'll stand out a little better. No, I think the silver one would be better to see. I'm just trying to think how I can make it so you can see a little better. I've got my camera kind of out because I've got a lot going on. All right, so I've got my yarn. I've put on some fun gold beads. And this yarn has a gold strand going through it. All right, I've just got 5 on there. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to grab my crochet hook, and I like to start on the side where the clip is. Now some earrings don't have the same sort of clip, but I really like this one. It stays good on my ears, and they're not heavy. All right, and you can get these in all different sizes, and this technique can be used on any size hoop. Even if it's a completely round hoop, you can still do this technique. All right, so we're going to take our yarn, we'll make a little slip knot. We're going to put our hook through the hoop, grab that slip knot, and when we first start, it is a little bit clumsy. I'm going to close that just so I don't lose it. All right, I'm going to hold the earring, I'm going to let that tail of yarn drop, and I'm going to grab that and pull it through. And you're going to need to snug this down as you go. And what that means is I'm going to go in, I'm going to pull a loop up, and I'm going to stitch a single crochet. And it's tight. I'm keeping it tight, and I'm going to snug that down. We don't want to snug it down too tightly where we can't come back through and put our beads through. And what you're going to do is there is not any set number of stitches that you need to do. You're going to stitch single crochets around whatever size hoop that you have until it's full. All right, and I'm going to move this aside, and I'm going to grab this purple one. I said purple. All right, now what I've done here is I've stitched all the way around. You want to make sure that your stitches are on the outside of that hoop. Okay, and I'm going to turn it the other way because I'm twisted there. Because they do twist, unless you want a twist in it. A twist could be quite pretty. There we go. And this particular yarn, let me show you what I've got here. These are all #1 yarns. These are those bonbons that are made by Lion Brand, and I believe also Vanna's Choice. And this is the sparkle edition. They all have sparkle in them. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to continue, let me pull my loop up there. There we go. To single crochet around that hoop until it's as high as you want. One thing that I found in doing these is that as you wear them, there's a possibility that this end's going to come off here. And what I do is I'll put a little dab of either hot glue or fabric glue right there and glue those together. Now, I'm not going to do that today, but that is something that I do. And I usually wait until I see that it's slipping. I don't do it ahead of time. All right, so I've got some beads here and they're ready to go. So I'm going to chain 1 and then I'm just going to turn. And then I'll start putting slip stitches, which is go in, pull up a loop, pull that loop through the loop on your hook, and I'll go down as far as I want my beads. I'm not going to go all the way around just because it will take time. But then all you do is you push your beads up, and then you slip stitch. Except that one's pretty tight. There we go. There we go. You slip stitch around, and then that adds your beads on. And as you do them, you can push them forward all you want. Okay, so we'll slip stitch. Let me switch to that smaller hook. I'm wondering if I stitch this in with the smaller hook. This one is an F, and this one that I'm using is it's a D. All right, so, and using a smaller hook will get you a tighter single crochet. All right, so we're going to slip stitch, and we'll keep slip stitching until we've decided where we want it. And the truth is, a lot of this is just eyeballing, seeing where you want to put your bead. Okay, so I'll push my bead up, and I'll just go right in the next stitch and slip stitch. And then slip stitch till I want to put my next bead on. All right, turn that over so you can see that. So there's those beads on there. And here's the one that I was wearing. And I'm actually going to make another one with this black one with this nice hot pink and these silver beads. I like hot pink and silver together. And then all you'll do is you'll just weave it in. I didn't clip it because I wanted you to see. You take your needle. When you get back around, you're going to slip stitch all the way back up. Actually, we started this way. And there's the other one. Okay. And then you'll just weave that in. And if you're worried that that's going to come out, again, you can put a little dab of fray check or fabric glue or hot glue. I'm not a big fan of hot glue with crochet things. I really prefer to use the fabric glue. But anyway, that's the way that the earring will look, and they make really beautiful earrings. And a lot of times when you have these that have the paint on them, it starts to wear off and you have to throw them away. And this is a really great way to repurpose those earrings. All right, and it's a lot of fun too. I have some that are a lot smaller, and all I've done is just done a couple rows of crochet on them. It changes the color. It makes it so you can wear them again. And you know me, I like to repurpose stuff. I don't want to throw it away. All right, so I hope that answered your questions about how to add beads after you've already done some crochet. And then, of course, if you want to know how to make the beaded necklace and bracelet like this, that was on last week's video. Alrighty, so that was a lot of fun. I love doing that sort of thing. And it's always fun to take crochet and combine it with something else and come up with something fun and new. All right, now, the next thing I want to show you, I know we have a lot of stuff to do today. Hang on with me, okay? The next thing I want to tell you about is my yarn shopping experience. Okay, so everybody's talking about how Target has yarn. And so I thought, I'm going to go find out. Okay, so I think the snow stopped maybe Wednesday. I can't remember. I think it was Wednesday. And so I got in my car. I went over to Target. I walked all over the place. Never found a craft section or any yarn. So my Target doesn't have yarn unless they're hiding it from me. Okay, so then someone said, Dollar Tree has yarn. Dollar Tree? Okay, I'll go check it out. So then we have a really nice Dollar Tree, but it's always really picked over. And so I go in, I walk down every single aisle, and they do have a little craft area. No yarn. Well, it looks like they may have had some at one time because they had like those metal baskets, and there was nothing in it, and it had I think there were some beads on one side. Anyway, no yarn at the Dollar Tree. Okay, so, but don't give up looking for those things. It's always wonderful to find a bargain, right? Okay, so then I remembered that I saw the ad for Tuesday morning, and I had to tell you the funniest story. I posted on my Facebook page, which automatically goes to Instagram, and I said Tuesday morning's ad has Karen cakes for $3.99. So this woman emails me. She says, "You told us when and how much, but you didn't tell us where." I thought, oh, I forgot. Not everybody has a store called Tuesday Morning. And so Tuesday Morning is a cool store. And it's kind of like a Home Goods, only on a smaller scale. Well, the funny thing is, this lady, she messages me back, and she's putting, laugh out loud, laugh out loud, laugh out loud. Guess what? I have a Tuesday Morning down the street. She didn't know what it was. And she found some yarn. And so I thought that was pretty fun. Okay, so I went to Tuesday Morning, and the lady that works there, one of them occasionally will give me some things for our YouTube channel to give away as gifts. And she wasn't there, and I asked her where she was, and she's gone. She got another job somewhere else, and so she's working somewhere else, but that's okay. She was super nice. All right, so what I found is the regular Karen cakes, and these are discontinued colors, by the way, I thought. $3.99. Then I found this, and I was so excited by this. This is Bernat Bulky Pop. I'm going to make an Easter basket out of this. I am super excited. This is a chunky 6, I believe. Where did that go? Yes, it's a chunky 6. Now, this one was $4.99. And, of course, I got 2 of this one because I love those colors, and 2 of this one. Then I went to Tuesday Morning, and check this out. $3.99 for big cakes. And look at that color. I only got 1 of this one and some other colors. Okay, so $3.99, $4.99 for things that are usually $9.99 is a good deal. And this is good yarn, and I love it. Okay, so then I thought, since I'm out having fun, I went by Hobby Lobby, and because I like the Hobby Lobby, I love this cotton, and I picked up some of that. 30% off. They were having their sale. And Hobby Lobby, if you want to know if Hobby Lobby's having their 30% off sale, on their Facebook page every week they put out their ad, and you can check it, and I do. Okay, so I got my cotton yarn for next month's washcloth of the month, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Okay, so then I thought, well, I'm going to go over to Michael's because I had my, I think it was 40% off one item. Okay, so then I go over to Michael's, and guess what I see? Some of these same colors, $9.99. So some of these are not discontinued colors, okay? So go check out Tuesday Morning. All right, it is a day of the week, but it's also a store. All righty, so I can't help it. I get excited about yarn. My throat's getting dry. Let me get a little more coffee here. And you know, I love my Folgers. Somebody posted this morning, put some cocoa, just powdered cocoa, in with your coffee when you brew it. I tried it. It is amazing. I love it. Yeah, it adds a little more caffeine, but I'm okay with that. No, caffeine doesn't do that to me. I don't think it does anyway. All right, so let's talk about what happened this week at Posh Pooch Designs for patterns and videos. Well, I had a request to update this pattern, so I did, and it's just a 10-inch little stuffy pillow, super cute, super easy. And the first one that I did, oh, it's back there. The first one that I did was with chunky number 5 or number 6. You can do either one. Just makes it a little bit bigger with the chunky number 6 yarn. Well, I liked it. It worked out really nice. And that one is very worn out and well loved because my dogs love it and my grandkids. But I thought I would do 2 strands, a medium weight number 4. And I liked it so much better. And then I also have a video of how to make a pillow form. that you can go and it's for a bunny pillow, but it shows you how to make a pillow form so you don't have all the stuffing sticking out the holes. And this one you can see it made a nice tight stitch, and it's my favorite when it comes to this particular pillow. Super easy. We've got the patterns on Ravelry, the patterns on my blog written out with lots of pictures, and then of course a brand new YouTube video. All right, there's that. Then Saturday, I don't know what day of the week it is. I had a request a couple months ago from a really nice lady. She said, I have all this variegated yarn and I don't know what to do with it. I've tried all kinds of patterns and they're just not working. And so I remembered that I had made this blanket, and this is made from Red Heart Team Spirit, I think is what it's called, or sports team. And it's a really simple throw, and I just made it just to throw on your lap. And so I put the pattern out there with another variegated color, and I just called it the variegated throw blanket because it is just the size of a throw blanket, but you can add as many chains as needed to make it as wide as you want, and you can make it as long as you want. And it's a really neat pattern that works really good with variegated yarns. Because the thing about variegated yarns, you know, even something like this sometimes, the pattern gets lost with all the colors. Especially if it's a quick changing yarn. I mean, this pattern, you can do solid, you can do stripes, these cake yarns would be fine. And the truth is, as long as you use the appropriate hook, you could use any size yarn and it would be bigger, you know, because it's just a basic pattern. It's all double crochets and spaces. See if I can hold it up, you can see. Double crochets and spaces. And it's just a really neat pattern, but it works really good with variegated yarn. Because variegated yarn, when a lot of them, especially like I was saying, when the colors are close together and they change fast, it can seem a little chaotic. And if you do a fancy stitch, it gets lost in all that color. And so sometimes the yarn itself needs to be the star instead of the stitch being the star. All right, and so that's why I went ahead and did this particular pattern, and she loved it. It's working perfect. She's using Red Heart, I think it's called Mexicali. It's just really bright colors. Almost looks like colors you'd find in the crayon box. I should have called it crayon box. So anyway, and she's using that, and she's loving it, okay? Now, yesterday, let me grab a little more coffee here and then we'll get on to our next thing. Okay, yesterday I put out the next washcloth for our washcloth of the month. Now, the way the washcloth of the month is working is it's going to be either the 3rd or the 4th Monday of each month. Now, if you want the schedule, if you go to my blog, at the top, it has all these little tabs. There's a long picture, and then underneath it has all the little tabs. I should have brought that up, but I didn't think about it. Sorry. But it has the tab that says Washcloth of the Month or Crochet Along 2020, and you can find a schedule that has all that on there. If you go to the not the Posh Push Designs page. If you go to the PPD Puppy Love group, one of the pictures saved at the top, or you can search for the washcloth of the month, and it has a link, and it will have the schedule of when the washcloths will be released. Now, I'm not telling you ahead of time what the patterns will be, because the first two are just squares. And let me show you. This is the washcloth that we did. This is a basket weave, rotating every 2. And this is one that my tester did in just Karen Kate cotton, and I really like it. She just let it flow, did the same pattern, let it flow, how the pattern worked. I think I'm going to keep that one, not give it back to her. And then this one is with I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby. And this variegated in here is one of their little small ones. I wish I'd have saved one. I don't have it. But they're little minis, and they're you can get cotton. Some of them, you have to watch them though, because some of them are a 3 and some of them are a 4. And for this one, you want to grab the one that's a 4. All right. Anyway, that is our washcloth of the month. Our basket weave. It's about a 10 by 10 inch washcloth. And so what we're doing with this particular crochet along, each month I'm releasing a washcloth pattern. And what I'm trying to do, they're not all going to be squares like the first 2. They're going to be some different shapes and some different styles. But what I'm trying to do is to use this as an opportunity to maybe try a pattern you've never tried before, or maybe haven't tried in a long time. And it gives you a chance to make something that's small, that you can practice a stitch on, and still make something pretty and useful. Because we can never have too many washcloths. And I absolutely love the homemade washcloths. This one would even be great as a dishcloth because it has the ridges so you can wash things. You could wash that ring out of your bathtub. Or maybe the walls on your shower. But anyway, that's the washcloth of the month for this month. And I've already started getting next month's tested. And I really like it. It was a lot of fun to make. It is going to be a square as well for next month. And then something for April I have is really going to be fun. It's going to be a little bit different and something you're not expecting probably. So anyway, or as my husband says, I say all the time, anywho, we talked about beads, we talked about patterns, we talked about yarn, and I'm so excited about this chunky stuff. I cannot wait to use it. Okay, now, don't forget, if your name is Brenda Lippe or Brenda Lippe, L-I-P-P-E, contact me and I'll get your stuff out to you just as soon as I can. It's snowy today, so if you contact me today, it'll probably go out tomorrow. I like to try to get them out the same day or the next day because it's so much fun to send stuff. Alrighty. Now I have something kind of fun planned for next week. We're going to start kicking off some St. Patrick's Day stuff, and I'm kind of excited about that, even though I don't think I'm Irish. I don't think so. I got a lot of other things in me, but I'm not Irish. Well, who knows? I could be. I don't care one way or the other. Well, anyway, I know it's been just a wee bit longer video today. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And if you didn't watch the beginning of the video, we had a little fun with some beads. And clinking out. And I'll see you all next week.